Hey everybody, welcome into the Beehive. I'm your host, the Bee at LLC, and this is where we stack precious metals like it's pollen and nectar. Our pollen is silver and our nectar is gold, preserving our wealth as honey of old. Like ancient metals, we hold our own. And today we have a wonderful special guest joining us with a new precious metals channel. Goes by the name of Water the Possibilities. I'm going to bring him up. Water the Possibilities, welcome in. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you good. I got you loud and clear. Can you hear me? Or I did hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
I got no sound.
Oh, you got no sound? Well, I can hear you. Let me type this in. Can hear you. But you no hear me.
Check.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. I think we're finally clear there. Yeah, you're coming in loud and clear on my side now.
Awesome.
Awesome, good. I think we're good to go there. Well, it's good. I'm glad we got that working. It would have been my fault if it was a no-go. I'm sorry to should have got a hold of you a little bit sooner. This one snuck up on me a bit.
That's all right.
So well, I'm glad you made it. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Trying to stay cool over here. We've
Yeah?
had triple digit temperatures for what seems like the last month. So
Yeah, it's been really hot here in Colorado too. Do you mind giving out whereabouts you're located?
I'm in Southern Oregon.
Southern Oregon, okay. Has there been much for smoke up that way? I know California's had some fires. How about you guys?
Yeah, we got fires here too. It's been not only triple digits, but smoky as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's no good. Hot and fires. Not a good combination.
Right?
Uh, yeah. So yeah, I wanted to have you on. So you got a new channel up and running, right? Let me see if I.
Yes. Since I believe the end of March, I posted my first video.
Okay, cool. And I have caught several of them. I might not have watched them all, but I'm going to share my screen here. All right, so this is Water the Possibilities channel. And from what I see, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you do some deep diving into the US Mint. Is that kind of going to be your specialty, or is that just where you're starting? Uh,
No, there's a lot of different channels out there doing a lot of different things, and um, I I don't know of many channels that just focus on modern mint products.
yeah.
My focus is basically numismatics and mint products from the 21st century.
Okay. Modern bullion, modern mint stuff, I guess, and mostly numismatics. So not much in the bullion side was going to be another one of my questions. You just mostly focus on the coins and not much in bullion, or is that just for your channel?
Well, I when I started collecting in '99. It was, the state quarters is what got me into it, and it was just basic, try to get one of each design, no big deal. But as time went on, I realized that, there's a lot more to the game than just, your standard Philadelphia and Denver quarters. So about 2005-ish, I continue still doing clad and things like that, but I shifted my focus mainly to um, numismatics with intrinsic value. So silver eagles, gold eagles, buffaloes.
So you got one on
There,
platinum there, super rare platinum. I'll have to watch. I have not seen that one yet, but I bet that's I'm gonna have to check
there
that
is
one.
some, yeah, and those coins are super rare, and there's still allegedly there's still some out there to be found. So, I mean, there were super low mintages that weren't ever supposed to leave. They were like a pre-production strike, and they just got mixed in with everything else. And the
Wow.
mint admits to minting a certain amount, but there's only a handful known outside of the mint. So,
Oh
and they
goodness,
they
really? Okay,
bring
so this is like this is something that wasn't supposed to happen.
right, right.
Oh, okay. I hadn't seen the video yet. So yeah, tell me since I haven't seen it, drop some of the what happened there.
So on the 2007 design, um, there's the word freedom on a ribbon draped over the shield. That
Mm.
freedom, the word itself was supposed to be polished so that it stood out. And the early production strikes had that freedom frosted, so it kind of blends in with the ribbon and everything else.
Oh,
And the proof coins, like I said, were supposed to have the polished freedom, and the early strikes that they did, they never pulled them from, the stock when they did the count and started releasing them to collectors. And so those frosted varieties, as they're known as frosted freedom, um, I believe there was 12 of the 1 ounce, 21 of the half ounce, and 21 of the quarter ounce that the mint admits to making. And there's two 1 ounce known outside the mint. There's two quarter ounce known outside the mint, and there's one half ounce. So those have all, the discovery wasn't even made until 2011. So they'd been out for over 3 years before somebody noticed it.
oh wow.
And they bring really high money. The 1 ounce sold, I believe, in 2022 for 230,000.
Woo,
So
woo.
I mean,
Whoa.
you know, at the time that those things went on sale, um, platinum was probably right around 2,000 an ounce. So you were probably looking at, I don't know, 20, 23, 24, 2,500 for the 1 ounce. And if
Sure.
you got one of those varieties, well,
Boom.
you just instantly double, triple, quadrupled your money just in a raw format. I mean,
Wow, interesting.
so there's a lot of gold, silver, and platinum gems, modern, that people don't pay attention to. Um, like the fractional gold buffaloes. They made them for 1 year. They
I
made
did.
them in.
Yeah, I
Go
seen
ahead.
those. I didn't even realize they had made those until I seen your video showing those. Yeah, I didn't even know that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and they made them in two different finishes. They did them in the burnished, uncirculated, and the proof. And it was a one year deal. Everybody anticipated at that time that it was going to be a continuation. And when '09 rolled around, they said, no, we're not doing them again. And I think originally, um, like the burnished was like 140 for the 10th ounce, and the proof was like 160. And just raw ungraded, those things sell for 6, 7, 800 bucks a piece now. So you
Wow.
know it 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 has that intrinsic value of the gold, but it also has that numismatic value of being a low mintage and 1 year
Indeed.
only. And
Yeah, I think that that's you bring out some great points there, and from what I've seen of your channel, you're going to be a big help in that area. I mean, I can see you taken off, because I think, like you're saying, it's a relatively unwatched market. I mean, there's a lot of I think right now there's kind of a lot of negativity actually towards the US Mint for, some reasons. I'm sure you've heard of some things. But
Oh, absolutely.
but on the other side of things, we need to know this stuff. And I'm sure there's people who quietly, watch it really closely, but I think your channel could be very valuable, especially to somebody like me who doesn't watch it like a hawk, and that I can just kind of maybe watch your channel and and learn the juicy details. Uh, you know, because I'm really not that big of a U.S. Mint fan, but I do think that I think your channel is going to do well, because you're focused like a hawk. I mean, you're laser beamed in on the U.S. Mint from what I can see, and I think that's actually going to be really positive for you. Like just covering like just what you were talking about. I mean, I don't think a lot of people don't know that information, and I'm sure there's much more. That was just in that unique platinum there, but and the gold, was it a 10th ounce, right? Buffalo?
Well, they did the fractionals, the 10th quarter, half, and the 1 ounce.
Okay.
Um, and they did those in the platinum as well. And so here's the thing. So '06, in '06, the American Eagles, the gold and silver, celebrated their 20th anniversary. And the mint released the new finish of Brilliant Uncirculated, which, it's a little different. It's basically the same as a bullion strike, but it is a little different. Plus, it has the mint mark, which designates it as the burnished uncirculated.
Okay. Can you
So,
mention some of the other differences in it than because I noticed they're pretty close looking to the same. I mean, I haven't got that detailed, but
yeah, well, the bullion strikes, they're struck one time, just standard dies, no special treatments, anything like that.
okay.
Struck one time, and they're not struck like circulating coins. They're a little slower than that, but your burnished uncirculated has um, some things done to the planchet, so it gives it a different look. And then it's also struck multiple times under higher pressure.
Oh, okay.
Plus, it has the mint mark. So
Nice.
uncirculated coins and bullion coins, although they appear similar, they are a completely different striking process. And I've done a video on that, um, as far as, how they produce the coins. So, but back to what I was saying, in '06, they started that finish. Well, they had it on the Platinum series, the Gold Eagle series, and of course the Silver Eagle. Well, the Silver Eagles aren't fractional yet. I believe that we'll see those soon.
Ooh, really?
But they
Wow.
did they did the uncirculated Eagles, the burnished in the fractionals in '06, '07, and '08 for the gold. They did the platinum in '6, '07, and '08, and then they also did the Buffaloes fractional in '08. So, and those 6, 7, and 8 for the burnished uncirculated gold Eagles and platinum Eagles, that's the only years that they did those. So, and at the end of '08, they cut the platinum, they quit producing fractional platinum and went only to 1 ounce for bullion and the proof coins. So that 3 year span of platinum, those, I mean,
That's it.
besides the frosted freedom, those are the rarest platinum coins. They were only produced for 3 years. So,
And that's why they're
uh,
carrying that premium around on them. Because when I look to buy, like, I have 1/4 ounce American platinum coin, and I thought, oh well, there's a 10th ounce. I'll throw one of those in and complete a collection. But then I was looking at the price, and they're like double your average coin.
yeah, yeah, no, even the fractional gold eagles from 6, 7, and 8 with that Bernstein, because they only did them for those 3 years.
Okay.
They do the 1 ounce, um, just like they do the silver eagle every year, but they only made the fractionals for those 3 years.
I see. Cool. Interesting. Very cool. And you think that we might see some silver fractionals, eagles?
I do. I know that the mint has been talking about it for a while. I think the starting point was in 2019 when they went to 3/9 fine silver for the quarters, the dimes, and the halves and the silver proof set from
Yeah.
90% to 3/9.
Okay.
And I know there's a lot going on in 2026. That's going to be a huge year for coin collectors
Oh
with the
yeah.
semi-quincentennial. But it's
Okay.
also it's the 40th anniversary of the Eagle program also.
Okay.
So I think that they
Yeah.
did just for the Silver Eagles, they did a 20th in 06, a 25th in 2011, a 30th in 16. The 35th anniversary was the design change, and I think the 40th anniversary, I'm hoping and praying that they go fractional for the 40th.
Okay.
Four
Wow.
different sizes for the 40th year. I don't know.
That's
I know they've
interesting.
been wanting to, and I know that they've been striking the silver Kennedys, dimes, and quarters and 3/9 fine since 2019. So they have the planchets. Um, yeah, I think it's time for them
Wow.
to do
That's
some
awesome.
fractional silver. And I mean, somebody says, yeah, fractional silver, a 10th ounce of silver, what's that worth? Well, if it's a if it's a low produced eagle, well, that's a whole nother story than just a 10th
Yeah.
ounce of silver.
Oh, I think that would be big. I can see that being, especially if they kept the mintages low. Woo. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's hard to say what they'll do with mintages, and the mint's crazy. They can do whatever they want when they want. So we've already saw that this year with the Liberty and Britannia when they claimed it was sold out, and then 4 months later they said, "Hey, well, it's not sold out. Here's some more."
Okay.
So
Now you might know more details about that. I never really followed up, but back when that was first out, I heard that there was that it was the first collaboration, right, between kind of world mints or something like that. Or foreign mints, I guess you would say. Um and that Britannia was going to put out they did the first release of however many they released, and then it was going to be the US Mint did a release of them. Is that how that worked, or not even kind of?
so the very first collaboration between the mint and any other world government um, was actually Iceland in 2000 with the Leif Erikson um, Millennium commemorative,
Oh,
and it was an Icelandic coin, but it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and they only made so many of them.
mm,
I did a video on that not too long ago. But they've done collaborations with the Canadian Mint. This one was the two. What made this one different was that it was the two head engravers. The
okay.
the chief engravers of each mint took part in this coin. So, and the U.S. Mint's whole deal was it was a 30-day ordering window, and then they closed sales and you know produce the coins, I suppose. However
Um,
they do that, I don't know. But the
um,
Royal Mint, they were shipping their coins out, shortly, you know, a month they were shipping their coins out. So, and I purchased just for, I mean, because I'm a U.S. Mint guy, but I like the design on that coin, and the Royal Mint had the 1/40th ounce gold coin. I mean, that thing's like small, like a pencil eraser small, but it's
Okay.
cool.
That
And
is.
it was a little pricey, obviously, but I think the mintage was 1776,
Oh,
and I don't know if they produced all of those or not, but I picked one up. Why not?
yeah.
Plus
That
it's
was
gold,
one of my
so
other questions. I'm sorry.
I just said plus it's gold, so never
For
hurts
sure.
to buy gold.
No, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that was going to be one of my other questions. And it sounds like that's the case, that you mostly focus on U.S. Mint coins. Is that so you don't really buy from other mints? You pretty much focus in on the U.S. Mint, or I mean, obviously, it sounds like you have some good info on other mints as well. So you've done some research, but where's your?
Yeah, yeah, like I said, my personal focus is US Mint products um since day one, and they have a lot to offer. And yeah, people right now they're not happy with them because they just raised a lot of their prices, like close to 20% for silver. But it's not the first time they've ever raised prices, and it probably won't be the last. I've seen
Yeah,
them raise prices, I've seen them lower prices. So, people are like, oh, they'll never lower it. Well, you can't say never because I've seen it happen before. So in
I see.
2011, um, silver was pushing $50, and the price of your Eagles was, I don't remember the exact price, but I don't even know that they were as expensive as they are now at $95. When silver was $50 in 2011. But
Yep.
after that, when the price went down, the mint lowered their prices. So I've seen them do it both ways. I just know that, there's most of the channels that I see on YouTube um, have to do with like stacking.
Yep.
And I got nothing against stacking, but I'm stacking with numismatics.
Yeah. Yep. I can see
So,
that.
I mean, I have silver, I have gold, um, I had platinum. Times get tough sometimes, and you got to do what you got to do. But um, I've
No.
made money on everything that I've ever sold.
Yeah. I don't. I haven't
The
really.
numis,
Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
just I just know that the numismatic side of the precious metals, there's a lot of value there that people overlook because, oh, it's just a modern coin, no big deal. Well, you can say that, but there's a lot of gems out there since the turn of the century that are overlooked. So,
Yeah. No.
and
I
bring
think.
way, I mean, they bring way more value than just the metal for the metal.
Right. Right.
So,
I think that I haven't put pen to paper, and I think it comes down to a knowledge based thing, and you have the expertise, I can see, to dig in and know these things, and so I think you're gonna a lot of it when it comes to gold, silver, definitely numismatics, is knowledge base. You know, if you know what you're doing and you know the mintages and you know what has and hasn't been done, and that creates a huge value for you if you know that. And
yeah,
and I'm sure that with that knowledge, you can put your money to work that will do better for you than if you were just putting it into base bullion product, because
right,
again, that goes back to that knowledge. Um,
right.
and that's very
Because
interesting.
yeah, you can get two two and a half, I guess, um, bullion silver eagles for the price of one proof. But this year with the price of them, there's a lot of people turned off by that, which in my eyes, that means low mintage down the road
Right, creates an
compared to every
opportunity.
other eagle, you know. So
So
I continue to buy.
do you find yourself being a contrarian investor in the numismatic world then, kind of as you would be in the, like they say, you know, when everybody hates it, that's when you want to buy it.
Well,
Is
I
that
have my products. I have set products that I've been purchasing. Um, I have a list of products that I'm subscribed to with the mint.
okay?
Some of it's precious metals, and some of it's clad, or just circulation style, whatever you want to call it. But I I have a pretty full slate as far as that goes. So that's where I focus my collecting. There's a lot of neat stuff out there, and a lot of the world mints, they do excellent in packaging and minting their coins. And the U.S. Mint used to be that. I mean, they used to have some
Yeah,
outstanding packaging. If you look at
yeah,
some of the packaging for the gold buffaloes and the fractional buffaloes and the platinum coins, and some of the special sets that they released, I mean, they're phenomenal. But somewhere along the line, they've cut that quality, and it turns a lot of people off. They you know
yep,
and
yep. I did see just this last, I believe it was, oh, I think it was Silver Heist, and he did I don't know if it was the new Morgans after they had raised their price or something like that, but and they actually did send a clamshell this year with their raised price for that product, whereas the
yeah,
year before.
and the peace dollars.
Okay,
And
so
actually, the uncirculated American Silver Eagles with the W, they came in a clamshell this year, and that's the first time that they've ever been in a clamshell since '06. They never came in a clamshell until this year. So
and that's funny because I wonder if they heard people's complaints that, oh, we'd like better, you know, we'd
I
like
lost
a
you.
better box, and then so now they, of course, they would have to increase the price to do that.
You
And
there?
oh,
I
did I
lost
lose you?
you.
You're back. I hear you.
You
You hear
went
me?
robot on me.
Hey, son of a silver stacker, welcome in. Good to see you.
Triple S, he's the man.
You breaking up over there?
Uh, I lost you. You went robot on me. You said it's funny, and then that
Okay.
was all I heard.
Okay. Well, I just wonder if they heeded people's complaints about wanting a clamshell, and so they upped their prices and gave people a clamshell, but then people didn't buy because they upped their prices. So I don't know if that's what happened or not, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I
Could be.
don't know either, but they could have solved that problem if that's what they wanted to do, by just offering a clamshell for an extra price. And you'd be surprised how many people would have paid for it.
Would have taken it.
So you
That's
would
an
have the
exciting way
option.
to do it.
You could get
That would
your
have.
I
Yep.
mean, that would have kept the sale, because I know they lost a lot of sales because of their price increase. So,
Sure. You bet.
had they just offered the clamshell on the side and said, "Hey, for an extra, $10, we'll send you a clamshell,"
Yep.
that
Yep.
that might have kept, a lot of people interested.
Yeah, I think that would have been a good idea. I agree. I don't know if you can see the chat or not, but we got son of a silver stacker in here, so
Yeah,
appreciate
Triple S is the man.
appreciate him
He
stop
he
by.
actually um, motivated me to start a channel.
Very cool.
So I pretty much got him to thank for it.
Well, I think
So
we're in need of your channel, and I'm going to be trying to watch it whenever possible because I think it comes down to knowledge, and you are definitely doing the digging and getting. I don't know how or where you have a good focus, and you know seems to be totally displugged from the stacking community, which is nice because I can come in and you just focus in on the the numbers and the actual info, and you're giving really good information that probably wouldn't be known otherwise, except for those people who do what you do, which is probably not a lot. And I suppose a lot of them wouldn't want to necessarily publish the information, I don't know, but I know I think the focus that you have is going to be greatly needed, because Son of a Silver Stacker does quite a bit on the U.S. Mint as well. But
He's the best U.S. Mint news channel out there. He puts out a
yeah,
video every day, and I mean,
for sure. But I also like how you get down and you'll do the digging on just a specific item and lay it out, and that's great, going to be greatly needed. And what you're mentioning about people not paying attention to the new coins, and it's just a new modern coin, and I see a lot of that. And in fact, I've heard it many times. There's a lot of criticism of people slabbing modern coins, and I can definitely see in fact, I've been subject to it, that I bought too many when I first got into stacking of the holdered coins for a high price, so I've experienced that. But I just also see there's going to be the other side to that, where one day those coins will be old, and if only a few people holded them and then held them, that there's going to be more value there than if they didn't. So,
sure,
it, there's
sure,
always the other side of the pendulum, I think. So,
yeah. And some of even like the early state quarters in a high grade, they bring a lot of money
okay, is that
because
in
there's not,
clad, you mean,
there's
or in silver?
what's that?
In clad, or
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
just your clad Philadelphia mint in a high grade. If you got the top pop, I mean, you're going to bring some pretty good money on that.
Well, cool.
So
I think I heard Son of a Silver Stacker say something like, what, $600? How much would one of those bring?
I don't know. I don't really look at like prices, and like in a lot of my videos now. I showed like some auction results in the platinum video and stuff like that, but I try to stay away from like saying, oh, this coin's really valuable and this is what you can get for it, because those prices change all the time.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
sure.
I'm just trying to lay out the facts of what is there out there from this century that's worth collecting. And you know people collect all kinds of stuff, and I say collect what you like and collect how you like. I mean,
Sure.
um but there's nothing wrong with collecting something that also has that intrinsic value of precious metal. So
Yeah, and if you that again, that's probably that knowledge again, and if you have it, why not take advantage of it, for sure. I think
right,
that's
and
probably mostly.
the American Innovation colors, they're golden color but have zero gold value at all. However, that series of coins is like, I mean, if you look like in the red book for the mintages, they're less than 500,000 coins produced for, Philly, 500,000 for Denver. I mean, some of them are in the 300,000 range, and people just are overlooking that whole series. Well, next year, 25, it's going to be halfway over. And some of those early coins, like from 2020, they're bringing big money, and it's just manganese brass. I mean, but
Huh.
people are starting to realize that, and what happened is with the state quarters, there was such a big that was really huge for numismatics. There wasn't a lot going on before the state quarters. And then you had all these dealers stock up on a bunch of stuff, and then it didn't end up selling. And then the mint put out another program with the national parks, another long program with the national parks. And people just got disinterested in it because it takes so long to, and now they got the American women's quarters. Well, that's a short 4-year series. The last year is next year. some of those, the Maya Angelou's and Sally Rides and the S Mint quarters, those are rarer than the Washington quarters from 32. I mean, there's like only 300,000 of those made.
Oh, wow.
So some of those S Mint rolls, you know, the early ones, the Maya and the Sally Ride, they can bring a couple $100
Wow.
for a roll of quarters. It's got no intrinsic value at all.
Huh.
So I mean, you got to just. I think the American Innovation Dollars is an overlooked series that's going to be extremely valuable in the end.
That's
And
funny.
it's the only series currently that every coin has had a Philly and Denver strike, a proof, and a reverse proof. So, plus they have privy marks. Those coins have privy marks that change every year, a yearly privy mark. So the design from one year, the 4 coins, will have a privy mark, and the next year the privy mark changes. So it's,
Oh.
you know, there's a lot of stuff going on with that, and yeah, there's no intrinsic value at all, but the mintages are super low, and it's overlooked because it's just another. This is a 15-year program, so you know people just get burned out. It's like, no, I'm not gonna do that for the next 10 years. I already been through that for the last 20. So, and you know, a lot of these people still have stockpiles of state quarters in proof sets and mint sets that they would, you know, had anticipated selling, and you know, they're still sitting on them because I mean they made so many of them. But nowadays, you know, for the last few years, all the mintages for the proof sets, the uncirculated sets, and the silver proof sets are going down and to the right. They're making less and less, and then we're talking proof sets and uncirculated sets with matching mintages from the 50s. So what are those sets worth from the 50s? Yeah, they have silver in them, but you know, there's a lot out there that people just modern wise that people just don't pay attention to because it's a modern coin, you know, and
Yeah.
I
No, I
mean,
see that as a pit that I've fallen into as well, and your channel's helping to snap me out of it a little bit. I think that's good. Uh, so I know, and I am not gonna try to pull you over there for long. And I know you don't talk about it much on your channel, and that's good and fine. um, do you look much like I talk about the monetary system from time to time and bullion stacking? And I know you're not, like you say, you don't have anything against it or nothing, but you focus more on the bullion stacking numismatic related. So how do you watch? Do you see, like, I get frustrated with some of the things happening in the monetary system. Are you that way as well, or you just don't look at that at all? Or
so
don't you answer either,
when I
obviously.
first started focusing more on the numismatic side of it with intrinsic value, you know, I would watch the metals market every day. And after a while I realized that you'll drive yourself mad because it
Sure.
goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. I
Sure.
mean, when I started buying gold, it was 550 an ounce. So I seen it go to almost 2000 in 2011, and then I seen it drop back down to 1300, you
Yeah.
know, so anything can happen. And as far as the monetary system goes, we got problems in this country. And if you have silver and gold, whether it's numismatics or you're just stacking silver rounds or, you know, bullion, actually government issued bullion coins, you're going to be better off in the end than if you got none of it.
You're here.
So I try not to, I try I pay attention to it, but I don't let it consume my focus
Yeah, yeah.
because I
No,
understand it's a long game,
yep, yep. For
and
sure.
that I'm in it for the long haul.
Yeah, no,
So
good. Good to
it
hear.
really doesn't matter what they do, whether it goes up or down. I'm going to continue to buy.
Yeah, yeah. Yep,
So
good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Let's see.
and
So, go ahead. Uh, so yeah, let's see. Buying or selling now. You're probably mostly then a buyer, but I did hear you mention that you have sold a few pieces and done. Uh-oh, looks like we lost him. He dropped off. Oh, here he's back. Sorry, I lost you there.
hey, I lost you. I'm back.
Okay, cool,
So
cool.
anyway, what I was saying before I got cut off was there are stacking channels that I watch and follow. Um, but that's not my focus.
Yeah, yeah, no, I knew that. I just thought I'd ask the question since I had you. Um and yeah, so you kind of started off on the more of the clad side, is that right? And then you kind of worked your way into the the silver and gold side of things. The what would you say, intrinsic valued things?
Yeah, like I said, I started with the state quarters, just collecting them out of pocket change as
And what like
something to do.
when was that when you first started looking at those?
That was in '99 when they first started the program.
Okay, okay.
I
Wow.
just thought, I had a family and a full-time job, and it was just something that, I could put a little set together here or there, and it was going to be a long-term thing. And,
I
I
see.
wasn't anticipating being where I am today by any stretch of the means. So,
Sure, no, that's very
um,
interesting. That's interesting, yeah, because that's not a lot. That's a unique answer for me, so I like hearing that. That's interesting. Kind of came at it from a unique way from what I've experienced so far, so that's cool to hear.
yeah. And, part of the reason for starting the channel, um, is that I, s- on the channels that I do follow, there's a lot of new people from just like the last 4 or 5 years. The whole, closing down of our country. Um, I I won't elaborate on that, but anyway, a lot of people, started getting into the hobby. So I mean, there's a lot of new people out there that don't know all of the gems from just even this century. I mean, everybody knows about a Buffalo nickel. Everybody knows about a Mercury dime or a Benjamin Franklin half dollar. How many people know about the Frosted Freedom platinum coin that are worth, you know, 15, 20 times their intrinsic value, just raw coins, not even graded, just raw. I mean,
Yeah, it looks like you got about 83 views, so probably about 83 people plus what we have here. I bet not many. I mean, seriously, I bet there's a
well,
handful of people that have that information. So that makes
well,
you unique.
I try to keep it real. I try to bring straight shooting truth. And if I mess up, I want somebody to call me out. If I catch it, I'll call myself out because I'm about getting accurate information on what I know and what is out there, and hopefully it can benefit somebody else in the long run.
Yeah, well, I think it will. I'm pretty sure you put out, like you say, just good information, and it's not you're not necessarily putting so much of your own emphasis of how you think things will be or gonna be. You're just covering some great points, and if you're numismatically inclined, it's good information for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then within the gold or silver, have you started leaning one way, or did you start liking one more than the other, or either one works for you?
Well, w- so I pretty much I bought my first silver eagle in 2006, and I was fortunate enough to be collecting at that time, and the anniversary set came out. So, I've hit every silver eagle since 2006. I own one.
Oh, very cool.
Um, I prefer gold, but gold is a little, silver's a little more affordable. Um, but when I can buy gold, I buy gold. So
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So yeah, it looks like let's if you anybody in the stream has not subscribed to What Are the Possibilities, he's gonna be a great channel to follow if you're at all interested in the US Mint. And if you're not, he's probably gonna pique your interest after you watch a few videos. So I think it's definitely gonna be worth your subscription. Let's get him up over 100. He's almost there, so it'd be great
yeah,
to
I'm at
see him.
95 as of this morning. So
Let's push him up over 100 here in this stream. That would be awesome.
and I'm not sure if it's going to be 250 or 500, but I already have a giveaway plan. So
Okay,
um,
cool.
I'm about participation. If you comment, I'll respond, whether it's just with a like or actually leave a comment. And I think there's a lot of channels that don't, um, but I want to be one of those channels that if you got a question or a comment, I'm going to help you answer it or do the best that I can to do that. And if it's calling me out on some wrong information, I want to hear it. And if I, like I said, if I find out that I've said something that wasn't true, I'm going to correct myself because I want my subscribers to be able to say, hey, I need some accurate information on the mint product. I'm going to go to Water the Possibilities channel and check this out and see what I can find.
Yeah, well, I
So,
think you're doing a good job of just that then. So I would concur. That's pretty much how I'm thinking about your channel. So I need to figure that out. I'm gonna go watch your channel. So no, that's I think it's greatly needed, and I like how you just cover the important stuff, and you don't need all the other chit chat like you get on my channel.
but chit chat is fun sometimes. I
Sure,
don't
sure,
know if you've ever been in a Son of a Silver Stacker live stream, but it gets kind of juicy in there sometimes.
sure, sure. No, you got to have a little bit of fun with it.
And that's at some point I'll start doing live streams. But for now, I have a full-time job. I'm a plasterer. I do stucco work
Okay,
um,
cool.
for the for the last 30 years. So my focus is just to try to put a video out once a week on a Saturday for now. And if I can reach that goal, well, I'll make some other goals down the road. But for now, that's where I'm at. So
Cool. Very cool. Well, I think we've covered about what I had for you. Uh,
well, I really appreciate you having me on, Long Lived. I mean, we've chatted a couple times. We were both on a live stream with Triple S, and I hope to get to know you a little better. I'm not in the ancients field, but the things that I've seen, you know your stuff about ancients, and everybody's got to have their own niche. And
yeah,
I think you got that side of the market covered. I'm covering this side of the market, and let's just see what happens from here. I mean, we got
awesome,
nothing
awesome.
but time, man.
Yeah, cool. Well, and maybe I can get some more of your time coming up in the future, and we'll do this again, touch base again sometime.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool, cool. All right. Well, everybody out there in the chat, thank you so much for stopping in. Dutch Libertarian, good to see you. Gerald Draper, as always. Space Miner, Niels Hahn. Thank you all for hanging out. The Broke Stacker, appreciate you. OTG, good to see you as always. Yeah, definitely, guys, get over to, let me drop his link in the chat one more time. Let's get him up over 100. I think we're getting close. We've had a couple, I know, have subscribed to you, so I know we're within a few. So I'd love to see him up over 100 by tomorrow. So hopefully that'll happen. And thanks so much for hanging out, guys. We'll be back this Wednesday. I'm trying to get, I believe I've twisted Space Miner's arm enough that I think I'm going to have him on this coming Wednesday for the auction as a special guest. So stay tuned for that. And we will catch you all on the next one. Thanks again so much, Water the Possibilities.
Yes, thank you, long lived, and thanks for the chat. And always remember to ask yourself, what are the possibilities in your pocket change?
Awesome. All right, guys. Catch you later.